Hi everyone, welcome back to Easy English. I'm Jackson, and if I sound like I'm talking into a pillow, it's because I'm currently sitting on a very cold, hard metal chair at gate 14B.
And I'm Jessica. Yes, you guessed it right, dear listeners. We are not in our cozy, soundproof studio today. We are broadcasting, or rather, recording our audio straight from the International Terminal. Welcome to episode 2 of our series Everyday English Conversation. Live from the Departure Lounge.
Well, departure is a very strong word, Jessica. We aren't departing anywhere anytime soon.
That's true. Let's tell them what happened, Jackson. Today, our main goal was to fly out to our next destination and, during the flights, look over our notes to write a classic standard script about at the airport. We had it all planned out. Check-in, security, check, boarding, normal, boring stuff.
But Mother Nature had other plans. Just as we checked our bags and bought 2 very expensive cups of coffee, the giant overhead screen flashed bright red. Flight delayed due to severe weather.
Severe weather indeed. There's a massive thunderstorm raging outside right now. The rain is lashing against the giant glass windows of the terminal, and the wind is howling. Because of this, the airline announced that we are officially stranded here for at least 3 hours.
3 hours. Do you know what that means for someone who cannot sit still like me? It felt like a life sentence. At first, I was furious. I was pacing up and down the terminal, checking the radar on my phone every 2 minutes as if I could chase the clouds away.
He really was. He looked like a trapped tiger. But then, I looked at Jackson and said, "Hey, our job today was to write a podcast script about navigating an airport in English, right? Why don't we just use this exact frustrating situation as our topic?"
And that was a eureka moment. Why teach you guys only the perfect, smooth airport scenarios when the real test of your English happens? When things go wrong, when your flight is delayed, when you're tired, when you need to talk to gate agents, or when you just need to survive the boredom.
Exactly. So, in this multi-part episode, we are going to break down the vocabulary of delays, show you exactly how to talk to airline staff when you're stuck, and share how we managed to turn this boring 3-hour wait into a productive writing session. Alright, we are now into hour number 2 of our delay. Jackson, how are you feeling now compared to an hour ago?
Honestly, I've accepted my fate. I've entered the airport Zen mode. But man, the first hour of killing time was rough. We walked the entire length of Terminal 2 about 4 times.
We did. And we noticed so many interesting things about human behavior when flights are delayed. Some people were sleeping stretched out across 3 seats, some were drinking at the airport bar at 10 a.m., and we were hunting for something more valuable than gold.
An available power outlet, an electrical socket, a charging station, call it what you want. But when you have to work on a podcast, script, and your laptop is at 15%, finding a working plug is a matter of life and death.
Fortunately, we found a small corner near an unused gate. We plugged in our devices, sat down on our carry-on bags, and opened a blank Google Doc. That's when the real work began. Our mission: to write a reading passage for our intermediate English learners.
And we thought, what better way to practice reading than to write a story about 2 travelers experiencing exactly what we are experiencing. Let's share the reading passage we just drafted right here on this metal bench.
Perfect! I will read the first paragraph, and Jackson will read the second. Listeners, pay close attention to the vocabulary related to airport waiting and time management. The airport terminal was a sea of restless passengers when the announcement confirmed that Flight 402 was postponed for 3 hours. A collective groan echoed through the terminal for Sarah and Mark. This unexpected interruption meant they had to find ways to kill time. They initially explored the duty-free shops, browsing through rows of perfumes and local souvenirs. They had no intention of buying. However, the novelty quickly wore off. With their phone batteries draining rapidly, their primary mission shifted from casual sightseeing to scouting for an available charging station.
After securing a spot near a power outlet, they decided to make the most of an unfortunate situation. Mark opened his notebook to outline his business proposal, while Sarah used the uninterrupted time to catch up on her reading. They observed their fellow travelers. Some were taking brisk walks to stretch their legs, while others were engaged in animated phone calls, rescheduling their hotel check-ins. What could have been a frustrating ordeal turned into a period of quiet productivity, proving that attitude dictates experience, even during a grueling airport delay. I love that last line you wrote, Jessica. Attitude dictates experience. That is so true. If I had stayed angry for 3 hours, I would have arrived at our destination completely exhausted and grumpy. Instead, we wrote a text.
Exactly. Now, let's break down some of the beautiful expressions from our text for our learners. Did you notice the phrase, collective groan? A groan becomes collective when everyone does it at the same time. Imagine 200 people going "you" at once when they see the delay notice.
Oh, I contributed heavily to that collective groan. Believe me. Another great phrase is, the novelty quickly wore off. Novelty means the quality of being new and interesting. When something wears off, it means it gradually disappears. So, looking at duty-free perfumes is fun for 10 minutes, but after that, the novelty wears off and you're just bored again.
Let's look at a useful phrasal verb used in the text. Catch up on Sarah. Use the time to catch up on her reading. You can catch up on sleep, catch up on work, or catch up on your favorite TV shows.
And don't forget, stretch one's legs. After sitting in a cramped airplane seat or airport chair, you absolutely need to walk around to get the blood flowing. Let's summarize these expressions in a clear structure for our listeners to note down.
Flight KE6842 Seoul is delayed due to weather. The new departure time is 21:45. Now, let's get down to the most practical part of this episode. When your flight is delayed for a long time, you cannot just sit there and do nothing if you have questions. You need to talk to the airline representative at the gate or the customer service desk.
Oh, this is where many English learners freeze up. They are already stressed because of the delay, and now they have to argue or ask for information in a second language. It can be terrifying.
Don't worry, we've got your back. Jackson and I are going to perform a role play. Jackson will play a frustrated but polite passenger, basically playing himself, and I will play the airline gate agent. We will show you the right phrases to ask for information, compensation, and alternatives. Good morning, sir. How can I help you today?
Hello, I'm on flight VN123 to New York, which was just listed as delayed for 3 hours. I was wondering if you could provide more information on why the flight is delayed.
I deeply apologize for the inconvenience. Sir, due to severe thunderstorms over our flight path, air traffic control has halted all departures for the next 2 hours for safety reasons.
I understand that safety comes first. However, a 3-hour delay means I'm going to miss my connecting flight in London. What are my options for rebooking?
Let me check the system for you. Yes, I see you have a connection. Since the delay is due to weather, which is an extraordinary circumstance, flights are backed up. However, I can rebook you on the next available connecting flight from London at 8 p.m. tonight, free of charge. Or I can put you on a direct flight tomorrow morning. Which do you prefer?
I think the 8 p.m. connection tonight works better. Could you print the new boarding pass for that leg of the trip?
Certainly. Here is your updated itinerary and your new boarding pass for London.
Thank you. Also, since we are stuck here during lunchtime, is the airline providing any meal vouchers or compensation?
Since this is a weather-related delay and not an airline mechanical issue, we aren't legally required to give compensation. However, as a gesture of goodwill for our premium economy passengers, here's a $15 meal voucher that you can use at any restaurant inside Terminal 2.
That's very helpful. Thank you for your assistance. One last question. What will happen to my checked luggage? Will I need to collect it and recheck it?
No, sir. Your bags are already checked through to your final destination. Our ground crew will automatically transfer them to your new flight. You don't need to worry about them.
Wonderful. Thanks again for your patience and clear explanations.
And Sin. Who? Jackson, you were surprisingly polite in that role play. Real-life Jackson might have been a bit more dramatic.
Well, that's a very important strategy, Jessica. Rule number 1 of airport survival. Always be polite to the gate staff. They did not cause the thunderstorm. They are just doing their job. If you are rude, they are less likely to help you find a good alternative flight or give you that extra meal voucher.
Spot on. Let's look at the key phrases Jackson used to get what he wanted without sounding aggressive. I was wondering if you could provide more information on. I understand that safety comes first. However, what are my options for rebooking? Is the airline providing any meal vouchers?
Also, pay attention to the terms connecting flight v checked luggage. Knowing these terms prevents misunderstandings that could lead to you losing your bags in a foreign country.
Final boarding call for passengers Jackson and Jessica on flight.
Oh wow, hear that, Jessica? That's our flight. The sky is finally clearing up. The sun is peeking through the clouds, and they are officially calling our names to board. The 3 hours fly by when you're busy teaching English.
It really did travel, is full of surprises. Guys, sometimes everything goes perfectly, and sometimes you get stuck at gate 14B with a dead phone and a delayed flight. But every single experience is a chance to learn, adapt, and practice your English.
Absolutely. Before we grab our backpacks and run to the jet bridge, let's do a lightning-fast recap of the most critical structural sentences we learned today so our listeners can memorize them easily. When asking about the cause, could you please clarify the reason for the delay? When worried about connections, will this delay cause me to miss my connection to city? When asking about accommodation if delayed overnight, is the airline providing hotel accommodation for overnight delays? When checking baggage status, will my luggage be automatically transferred to the next flight?
Print these out. Write them down in your notebooks or save them on your phone. You never know when Mother Nature might decide to give you a 3-hour English practice session at the airport.
All right, the gate agent is giving us the look. We have to go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us during our delay. You turned a miserable morning into an incredible podcast session.
Keep practicing, keep smiling, and no matter where you fly, enjoy the journey. Safe travels, everyone, and see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye. Time to board. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Easy English 2026 for more everyday English lessons. Thank for your watching.